Now, what is the consequences of the Venezuelan oil going into US and India not receiving a part of the Venezuelan oil is going to be a problem of concern because that is one of the sources of oil India was looking at. Now that will be cornered by the US. When the refinery is set up, a portion of the crude will be sold to India, to the world, I would say. And mainly India can be the buyer because it can process that crude. And it will be available at a very low rate when compared to the sweet crude of the Arabic world. India is already tied up with Guyana, which is supposed to have more oil than Venezuela. They're supposed to have a basin with more oil than Venezuela. And Guyana has tied up with India. So there is a source of oil which may get over a period of time. As long as this war continues, that might be a problem. Whether we can route it through some other means, nobody knows. We have to wait and see. But India, will it benefit from this Venezuelan oil? Is going to depend on the outcome of this war. Now, coming to this Iran war, what is happening? America and Israel are joined together to put Iran in its place. That is what people are working at. That's what the world is looking at now. The whole Arab nation, especially the rich nations, they have been working together. They're successful. They have been keeping their economies grow from one level to another, becoming billion-dollar economies overnight. Good strategic management. And many governments have given bases to the United States and which have been protecting them for some time. Their armies are very limited because they are not exposed to the wars kind of situation which has existed for Israel. But they also know that they are vulnerable because Iran has been in the forefront of funding all these terrorist organizations. It has been proved that it is a major funder for Pakistani terrorist organizations and is a major funder for Hezbollah, and it was a major funder for Hamas and is still a major funder for Hamas. Now let us view it as India is suffering because of the closure of the Straits of Hormuz. But view it from the point view of Israel. Just imagine that you are always, your children, your family are always on tender hooks, wondering where the next attack is going to come, who are going to be kidnapped, who are going to be killed, when it is going to happen. It has happened. Yom Kippur War, it just happened less like that. Now this October 7th, the Hamas attack, it happened just like that. Nobody expected. Everything was going smoothly, peacefully. Everybody was, singing songs and dancing in the world. When all of a sudden Hamas attacked and Gaza was wiped out. Everybody spoke about, oh, poor Palestine. But imagine living on, we talk about Pagalham, we talk about Galwan with China looking down at us. At least we know that we have an army which can protect us from the Chinese. We have only one person working with that. But here you're having surrounded by enemies. A state surrounded by enemies and you are looking over your shoulder every minute of the day. I mean, really every minute of the day. In India, at least, people in Punjab don't look every day every minute over their shoulders. It happens, and we are coming to understand that it can happen infrequently, but it can happen. Kashmir is a problem. We all know that. All the army divisions are always on their feet, always on tender hooks, that when the next terrorist attack is going to take place. That is only one state. But just imagine your whole country is under threat every day, every hour, every minute from a terrorist attack. What are you going to do? That is what has happened. It's a do or die situation for Israel today. They have finished off Hamas. Now they are going after Hezbollah. There are soldiers' feet on the ground in Lebanon. They are going to go all out to finish off the Hezbollah. And after that, they are going to have feet on the ground in Iran. And it's going to happen shortly because it is a wipeout of a terrorist supporting organization. I don't mean the Iran people who are but the people who are running the show are not proving to be worldwide citizens. Well, they can run their show with mullahs, they can run their show with religious ferocity. No, nobody objects to that. But promoting and provoking people with terrorism is something which hurts the world's intellectualism. It hurts the people who live in the other parts of the world. They feel that it is hurting how long can another country keep quiet? That is the reason Israel went to war with Iran. Now it is pounding day in and day out, it is pounding Iran, and Iran is fleeing. I'm not saying it is fighting a war, it is fleeing. That is what I would say. It is throwing this missile X, Y, and Z places. It does not know whom to direct to because it knows that everybody is out to get this mullah, ridden regime. Unless they get rid of it, terrorism not going to be weakened. I'm not saying it's going to be wiped out, but terrorism is going to be weakened. And one of the major benefits for India would be that Pakistan will be on its knees. Unless you have other countries flowing in arms or backing terrorism. But after Iran, I don't think so anybody will take the risk of backing any more terrorism. It might be the last nail on the coffin of terrorism when Iran is wiped out. This specific, regime is wiped out. It hurts people. We have had a very good relationship with Iran. We started running the Chabar port because it's helpful for them for doing business and for the world to do business. Yeah, we will to export directly to, other places in the world through the Chabar port. But that is economics. But survival and life is also very important. Economics cannot survive without people. You are not going to sell people to, you can't sell a chair to a table to a car to a chair, to a cycle. You have to sell it to people who use it. And that is economics. But if you are going to create a terrorist base, it is going to be difficult. It was, people did not understand the background of why Israel is going hammer and tongs at Iran, and why the USA is supporting Israel in this endeavor. Because USA may have two gains. A, it tries to destroy its regime because it was bullied out of its country. Pahlavi had to run away. Backed by US, he ran away to the US. The US was, embassy officials are kept, if you remember, 1979, I think, when the hostage crisis took place. And after this regime came into being, it is still rankling for the people of the US, and they are not going to give in US. They are going to say, no way. We must now we have an opportunity. Let them hit them hard, or at least let them bring down so much that they will not be able to recover without the support of the world. Without the backing of the world, the old regime cannot exist. But they will not let the old regime exist. They will try to put in a new, softer, easier going regime. They will not touch the core. They may not touch the core. But they may keep a regime going with softer, I would say softer tissues, so that they'll be able to treat them fairly, and the Iranians also will treat others fairly and squarely. Just like we could get the Saudis to move into a modern trend, they may move Iran into a modern trend. All that may happen. So, on the whole, I would say that, with I do not know how far Iran is going to be played with, but it is a do or die situation for the world, assisted by Israel and US. They are going to take, I don't know how far it's going to happen, but they are not going to let it go easily. It's going to be a do or die situation, and they will die, but they will also do it. Thank you.